Have you ever looked on Facebook Marketplace and saw all the different skate obstacles and ramps for sale? And maybe, just maybe, fantasized about buying them and putting them in your own backyard? Well, today we are going to make that dream into a reality for my friend Jaron. He found a mini ramp that he liked, and all we have to do is simply pick it up. So I rented this U-Haul to help him out with this process, and I thought we could turn it into a fun live stream idea for me. So we got in the car, it was just a quick 100-mile drive down there, and boom, it was time to check out the ramp. Alright, Jaron's gonna hit a quick trick now that he bought it officially. Oh!
It is pretty whippy.
We're doing some real hard work today, boys.
This is
Lock in. The drive was the easiest part. Oh, guys, wish us luck. We are gonna absolutely need it. Like, you think I'm gonna remember? You think I'm gonna? You think? So the time was finally here to start dismantling the ramp. I'm not gonna lie, we were in a little bit over our heads. We kind of thought that we could take the ramp into just a few small sections and put in the U-Haul, but then we came to realize that absolutely have to disassemble the ramp 100%. So the way mini ramps is built, it's basically just a frame and then a few different sheets of plywood. So you can see we got the first sheet off quite easily. It's called Gator Skins. It's like a nice skate company that makes a high-end quality finish. And then we kind of have the cheaper materials underneath. The problem for us was it was so hard to see where the screws are on these sheets of plywood, and we were really struggling to get them off. It was taking way longer than it should have. So there's the strip screw. There's the strip screw. Can I just yank it out? Full body yank. Oh my god, literally all my weight. So finally we started to make some progress to get to the final layer of plywood to kind of like reveal the skeleton of the ramp. Honestly, by this time in the day, it was already getting so late, and the person we're buying it from, we're like, man, we have to make them wait for us to take it all this time. And like, are we even gonna be able to do this at a reasonable time? I was starting to get worried that it was gonna get dark and we were really gonna be in trouble. But once we finally got those sheets off, it did start to fly a little bit quicker. Taking these beams off was quite easy. And then when we were able to get in there and mess with the deck, I was really happy we could keep the coping on the deck. And things started to speed up from there. And we just had to take out all these beams. But now, whew, thank goodness that we actually will be able to do it in somewhat of a reasonable time. But this was a very, very, very long day. We were at this person's house for a long time. I thought there was a ramp right here. Where did it go? Then we loaded it up into the U-Haul, and honestly, this wasn't a two-man job. 2 people doing this was so much harder than it needed to be. But, you know, like I said, we're a bit naive. We hit our 100-mile drive back, then we finally arrived at Jaron's house, probably about midnight at this time. At least this unloading was a lot smoother. When we were loading into the U-Haul, we had to carry it down this alleyway, but here at least it was right on flush to the garage. Then, after a super long day, we returned the U-Haul, got some rest. We are building the mini ramp that we got. We got Jaron.
Looks good, guys.
Look how much work he's done. It actually looks really good.
It's like a frame or something.
It looks amazing. Look at that. A few days had passed and Jaron managed to build the skeleton of the ramp. And the next thing for us to do was level it in his backyard. So we put it on these cinder blocks, then we can start putting the decks back on, putting some supports on, and it's really starting to take shape. We screwed it together and then it was time for the first layer of plywood sheets. Damn!
Dang, what?
We just got sniped.
Damn.
What up, Ricky? Nice to meet you.
Good. I brought you guys some water. I know you out here working hard. Well, Ricky is.
Damn, savage. Hey, thank you.
I got a proposition. However many backflips you can do in a row, I'll give you $1 for each
So
one.
it's always $1, huh?
1.
Oh god. Oh
2.
god.
Keep going, keep going. Milk him.
Oh. Thank you, bro. Wow.
After a visit from Brian and Ed and the Goon Squad, it was back to getting this first layer of the sheet down. It was kind of funny to slot these sheets in because it's a little bit like a jigsaw, and maybe we didn't remember exactly how they went as best we could, but we eventually figured it out. And then it was kind of starting to get a bit late in the day, to be honest. I was kind of hoping we could put on the second layer of ply, but we were going a little slow and just making sure to really screw it down so there's no lumpy parts in the ramp. Jaron had a little bit of an accident right now, and I think we got to put some RIPs in the chat.
Of course, dude. You can't just... These things are shattered anyway.
So it's a new day, and now all we gotta do is get the next layer of plywood on the ramp. This was relatively straightforward, but again, you gotta make sure they all slot together and there's no gaps and everything is flush. But it wasn't too hard, and then we laid down this, it's like roofing paper. It's kind of like to waterproof the ramp. And we staple gunned that in, that was a whole thing in itself. But then it was time to put the gator skins on, and now we're really getting super close. And before too long, we're at the final screw. Oh, it's over. It's over with.
Oh my god, dude.
First run. What's it gonna be? Wow.
Wow.
Oh. To Smith? Yeah. Oh. I was extremely happy with the ramp. It felt amazing to skate, and I was proud that we were able to pull it off. And this was a really fun project. I broadcast this whole thing live on my Twitch, so if you want to be a part of the next big project, you can follow me there. You can also follow Jaron on YouTube. He's trying to get his account monetized, and he'll probably be doing a bunch of different live streams on this ramp. You can check his channel out right there. Jaron's non-skater friend was inspired by the ramp and he thought he could try to do a drop-in. He has dropped in on smaller stuff before, but never a ramp this big. Yeah! Let's go! They say, Jaron, was it worth it?
Yes, 100%. I didn't think it was going to be this much work, but I was ready to put in however much work I needed to put in.
Yeah, hell yeah. So on the original listing of the ramp, the guy selling it to us, he had this video of him doing a shove it feeble to fakie. So I thought it would be kind of a fun little bookend to do this trick and then send it to him to show that we successfully transferred the ramp. Honestly, it's kind of a random trick. I can't say I've ever done this trick before. But it wasn't too much of a big deal and I managed to persist through. Mission accomplished. And that is the story of this mini ramp. I did release a new skateboard that you can check out in the link in the description, but other than that, guys, that is it for this video. I like skate.